It's a beautiful day here at Achilles Mazda. I'm Car Lady Lisa, and today we're going to be driving the new 2016 CX-3. I'm so excited for this car. It looks awesome. So let me show you what this car looks like on the outside. I've got the GS luxury package model behind me in this great dynamic blue mica. So if you missed the bright blues like our celestial blue, sky blue, we've got this new blue and you're gonna love it. So here he is. I'm really liking the look of this grille and those lights. Those are just your turn signals down here, but they look like fog lights almost. And look at this headlight. Very nice. Not to mention the wheels on this thing. This is our 16-inch alloy wheel with a really nice design. That is a really nice looking wheel. Turn signals on our mirrors, just like our CX-5s. I love that design. And we've got that nice fin antenna. And a great looking little hatchback. And a dual exhaust. I like it. So let's get in this thing and go for a ride. So here we are in the cabin of the new 2016 CX-3. It's very Mazda 3-esque with the speedometer set. You have a digital tach on the left, you have your fuel economy gauge and temperature gauge on the right. We have all of our controls just like Mazda 3 stuff. This is all standard. So difference between a CX-3 and a Mazda 3, I should do a whole video on that probably. But this one gives you cruise control standard, whereas the Mazda 3 you have to kind of upgrade. This car also has auto headlights, rain sensing wipers. It's a GS model, so a mid trim. You get a few extra things with that. And it's called a GS with a luxury package. So it has some red accents here, red accents on these really cool air vents, and it's very much like my Miata, and I love it that it's like a little throwback to that. And I also love how this vent is secretly like integrated into the design of the car. It's really cool. And you have some nice leather-like accents along the interior. Our great Mazda Connect system, which is wonderful. This one also has the backup camera. And I love our backup camera. It's nice and easy to use. It's simple, just grid lines. And I quite like it. Makes my job easier when I'm parking cars. These red accents, I don't know, I like it a lot. And we have a sport mode, which I'm gonna try out. We'll see how that goes. And our HMI commander is designed a little differently because the center console is a little slimmer. So we have cup holders and then like, I don't know, another one for your chocolate milk. That's perfect. Finally. I love chocolate milk. And the seats are this great like leatherette. It's not real leather in this specific model, the mid-trim. Only the GT models get the real leather. So just keep that in mind. But it feels really soft, and it's a combination of leather and fabric. Sorry, leatherette and fabric, which I quite like because the fabric will breathe a little better. And then this should be fairly easy to clean. And Mazda's known for good quality materials, so I'm hoping that this is the best quality leatherette money can buy. Here's our back seats. The red piping is a really nice touch. One thing I did notice back here though is if you notice there's no rear center armrest. So like if you got the kids, they'll probably be like flopped over in the seats. But I don't think it's a really big deal. The seats back there are pretty comfy. And yeah. So this is our cabin of the 2016 CX-3. Oh, and fun stuff up here. The GS luxury package comes with a sunroof as well. I'm really liking the design of this interior, and yeah, I really like it. can't wait to drive it. I'm gonna go do that right now. Okay guys, so we're gonna drive the 2016 CX-3. This is my first time driving this car, so I want you to be here with me. I'm just kind of adjusting my seat. It does have a pump, so you can go to another level. You know, you can go up to the top floor, or you can like pump it down, go to the bottom floor, so you can get really nice and comfy. So far, I'm really liking this car. And it has a sport mode, so we're gonna try that out. Nice big mirrors. It's pretty crazy. This car looks big. Like, it looks big, but it's not. It's amazing how they achieve that with like the lines and the angles. It just amazes me what people can think up. It's pretty cool looking. You remember I was talking about, in my other video, I was talking about how it has lots of torque at a very low RPM. I think it was like 2600 or something like that. So that's supposed to translate to a little bit more of a peppier drive. And so that's what I want to check out here. And I got my sunnies on because it's really, really beautiful day out. You can see that. Or maybe if I close that. There we go. Definitely feels like a Mazda. It's pretty nice. And I'm a manual driver. Like, both of my cars are manual transmissions, but I've been thinking for a while now that maybe I might go to an automatic, because, you know, when you do hit traffic and stuff, it's kind of annoying because you're trying to like make that gap, but people jump in front of you. And so I've been thinking about it for a while, and I know, like, after driving all the Mazdas that I do, I like it. It's not a boring transmission. It's a nice, responsive, sporty drive. Yeah, this handling is great. Here we go. Yeah, that's pretty nice. Ooh. Yep, that's good. It's got a nice pickup. Sounds pretty quiet. Like, when people talk about cabin noise and how noisy the interior is, I'm in my Miata, and it's like, what did you say? Because like, that car is so, you're so close to the engine, and then you've just got the soft top, so like every quiet car I drive is pretty quiet because I'm so used to that car. Awesome car, but we'll talk about that another day. I really like this. The back window, I like the back window. It reminds me of the same kind of visibility that I get in my Mazda 3 Sport, the 2012, the previous generation. Because the newer one, the newer 3s have a little bit more of an angle to it, so it feels a little smaller, but this one I like. It's feels like you have better visibility, and I can see a little better out of it. Maybe that's probably because the car is taller, they were able to do that. It's nice. And it feels... So I'm just gonna take her on a quick spin on the highway right now, and we'll see how she does. I'm gonna try out that sport mode too in a second. I definitely feel a little bit higher up than in the Mazda 3s. So I feel like I'm sitting up a bit higher. And engage sport mode. So the sport modes, they hold on to the gear a little bit longer to give you more torque. Usually, yeah, it's a little bit noisier. I can hear it, but it's so that you have that acceleration rate at your, I want to say fingertips, but at your foot, right? So you can just quickly, it responds quicker, and you can just pass people or merge quicker. Just a little bit noisier, that's all. There we go. I'm really liking this car though. It's got great visibility out the back. The mirrors are awesome. I feel like I'm up higher. And I'll tell you, so although this car has the same engine as the Mazda 3, it even has the same gear ratios and everything. The reason why it doesn't have quite as much horsepower, it has 146, I think it is, versus 155, is because the advanced exhaust header that they've manufactured for this engine didn't fit under the hood of this design. So they had to engineer a smaller version of that, because they didn't want to have to make the engine smaller or anything like that. They still want to give you the performance, but they had to re-engineer that one part. So it still has 13:1 compression. It's just that advanced exhaust header is just a little bit of a different design on how it works. So that's why we have that little discrepancy with the horsepower. So I'm gonna do it again on the highway. Now they also did re-engineer things. Like this car has a torsion beam suspension, and in my earlier video I was a little concerned about it, but I have to say it's riding really nice and smooth right now. And the reason for that is the traditional torsion beam designs have a pivot point that's like kind of level with the car, but Mazda's kind of tilted it a little so that when your tire's down here hits a bump, it's kind of deflecting it away from the car. So they did re-engineer the traditional torsion beam suspension to make it better, and that's what I was hoping they'd do, and they did it. So this is why I love Mazda, because they think about the little things that you don't notice right away that might make a difference in your total driving experience. They always kind of rethink things and how it can be better, and that's why our cars are just, they're awesome to drive. They handle so well. Pickup's great. Yeah, and they even thought the seats, they have this new kind of, you can't see it, but in behind they have a new support system that's more of like a grid. Imagine a grid instead of like traditional springs. So they're more supportive and awesome. I don't know. Yeah, this car is doing like 120 nice and easy. Like I'm cool right now. I'm just, I love it. As I mentioned in my other video earlier, it is 3 inches shoulder room, so it is a little tighter there, but I got tons of headroom, and leg room is more compared to a Mazda 2, for sure. You can tell, because this car is 7 inches shorter. You feel it in the cabin. It would be great for, you know, a couple, or maybe like I have one kid, we could do this car just fine, and we might just, because I'm really liking it. And that's also why I love leasing. Off topic, totally off topic, but leasing is an awesome way to obtain a nice monthly payment and get a car more often. So I'm actually at the end of my 3-year lease on my Mazda 3. So I'm at that point where I have the opportunity to get a new car. And if you think about it, you always tend to be making car payments. Once your car payments are done, generally you're like, oh, maybe it's time for a new car because I miss my car payments. So you're always kind of paying a car payment anyways. And then when a car gets older, you've got maintenance and stuff like that. With leasing, you don't really have to worry about high mileage maintenance stuff. You just have, you know, your regular maintenance, oil changes, things like that. You don't really have to stress so much about it. I love it. And your warranty generally covers you for your 3-year lease. You can get 4-year lease, even 5, but 5 gets a little long, I think, for a leased vehicle. So I'm a fan. I was a little nervous at first, but I'm really glad I leased my car, because now I have the opportunity to change and I don't have to worry about owing money on my car or anything like that. I just can just go get a new one. So it's kind of a good feeling. And this CX-3 is like rocking. Can you see the back window there? It's awesome. It feels spacious. Only thing I would say Mazda 3 is gonna be better for is if you need a little more space here, a little more in the back. It also has an armrest on the Mazda 3. This guy doesn't, so I don't know if that's a really huge deal. It's all right. I love the fit and finish though. It's really cool. And the fun color. All right. So this is going to be the first in a series of very many videos on this car that I'm going to do with you guys, because I like to compare it to quite a few other things. I want to show you the Mazda 3 Sport versus this car. The Mazda 3 does seem to have a little bit more space in the trunk. And I'll show you that in a little bit, okay? Because I gotta run. I've got an appointment coming in, so I will see you guys again soon. Thank you for watching. I'm Car Lady Lisa.